items.
Yes.
And then they are kept. So today will be an opportunity to have accumulated number of them.
Right.
That were taken in the course of the legal year, and they are subjected to, or they are going to be destroyed. They are going to be bent.
Okay, so all that contraband is going to be destroyed.
Absolutely.
All the drugs and all of that is going to get destroyed.
They have picked up
Right.
several kilograms of a sort. They are going to be destroyed. So that is how can we be rushing to see how it will be picked out from the courts to the destination that it will be destroyed. So they should stay tuned for more.
Okay.
All that will be happening in and around the courts for updates.
All right, we're looking forward to that. But let's talk about this land litigation case where the wife of the late Dr. Prempeh has been appealing to the IGP and the president over the demolition of her husband's property.
Yes.
You know, over an alleged court order.
Yeah.
What's happening in that regard?
You notice that one of the cases that has flooded the courts in recent times is issues with land litigations, issues with property and all that. And in fact, at one point in time, the Chief Justice, Gertrude Arabai Sabasaki Tokonu, is making the call that probably a national engagement will have to be called for a consensus or a discussion in how to deal with issues relating to land, because at one point in time, you realize that land A is sold to about 4, 5, 6 people, and all you have to do in relation to that land is to spend money fighting over the ownership one way or the other. Sometimes it leads to people losing their lives and all that. So it has become a thorny issue. It has become an issue that even the judiciary is concerned with it, because if you go to the courts, the number of cases that have come up is in relation to dispute over lands and other stuff. Now, the issue we are talking point here, we've been told that one Theophilus Teiko Tego is on a demolition mission because he is making the point that he secured a court judgment which is asking him to take possession of certain lands that belongs at somewhere at Nigerian Ghana, which is being owned by one Dr. Prempeh. In fact, the most difficult point is the man is diseased now, and moments when he passed on, that was when his property or his land or his house was being destroyed by the said Theophilus Teiko Tego. And so the wife, in fact the widow at the center of this, has been speaking to me in relation to what has been happening and the trauma. It's one question that I had wanted to ask you, that at what point in time, what is the difficult moment that you have ever faced in life? But with tears in the eyes, let's go and listen to Mrs. Faustina Prempeh.
Yes, that boy, Mohammed, I don't even know how to thank him. I don't know anyway. The day they came, he came with them. He said, Mommy, I removed the things. I was with them because they told us that we have to go and take some things out. He did not understand why. It was later on he get to know. He's always coming to me every day. Anytime he sees me here, you come to me. Even when they climbed my wall and they were putting up the wall, it was he that took the pictures and sent the pictures to me and made me to know that there was something happening in the house. That is why we took the petition to the property fraud. After now, nobody has told us anything.
How is the president and the IGP are hearing you now? What message do you have for them?
Yes, message I'm telling the IGP and the president is, I'm a widower. So please, whatever that is due us, we should have our house in peace. We don't want any problems in this house. My husband bought the land, and even that way, he was putting up a clinic. It was there the sister died. And we had just come here for about less than 3 months. The sister died in May. So he stopped what he was doing and said, oh, the children are there. When they grow, they will come and continue. And that's why he left. There's pillars, there's foundation, everything on that land. But still, this guy that had only 0.62 that he took to the court wants to have that, have this house, have that land. Is it possible? How can people be like that? Me, all what I'm saying, they should let the Lord take his place. And whatever things that he has spoiled, he should come and pay us and give us our money and our substance back. And then apart from that, the pain, the embarrassment and all that he has done to us, he should go back to this media and go and apologize to the whole country for everybody to know that whatever he did was wrong. or even any punishment, they should give it to him, because I'm not God that is going to give punishment. It's the Lord that will take his own course. So me, I'm not saying anything. All what I have to say is I thank God that I have lived to see this day. Even my children are not around, but God has given me the energy, the power, and the strength, even to stand all these problems, to enable me even to tell you what actually happened in the house. It was just an eyesore. All our things were outside, and everybody that was passing would just thought they look at us as if my husband went and borrowed money from somebody he has not paid, and because of that, I cannot just understand what was going on people's minds. But he was a very private person, quite innocent looking person, hardworking.
Okay, so that is Mrs. Faustina Prempeh clearly making the point to the IGP and the president to intervene, because the manner she and the family are being treated, especially when the husband died, is something that need the intervention of the security and of course the president. So clearly, she's making that point there. But in the Church of Pentecost is also not spared. In fact, the Church of Pentecost, the New Jerusalem Assembly at Drigano District, they were not spared in this whole matter. So the presiding elder of the Pentecost Church has also been telling us about how the same Theophilus Thegu is terrorizing them even as the church.
Given this land, we never knew there was any litigation going on all this year. If anything in law, we should have been a bona fide purchaser for value without notice, because we didn't know of any litigation. We were not served, nothing. We just come in one day and you start to pull out our things and you want to demolish our building. I believe the courts even don't entertain surprises. And we as a church and a society will not also entertain surprises. We are taking up the legal means, we are taking up the criminal means, but the Nungwastu, that he was claiming that the Nungwastu has mandated him to do that. Thanks be to God, the Nungwastu is solidly behind the Church of Pentecost, that they have no litigation and they cannot litigate with the Church of Pentecost. They have alienated the land to us and we are rightful owners. So now we don't actually know where the issue is, but we are believing in the courts. The authorities and the structures of the church, from our area head to the national to our district pastor, they are all behind us, and we are expecting that the system will work and justice will be served the church. So that is what we have.
Yes, so that is the story of the Church of Pentecost Jerusalem Assembly. They also have their property being taken over by the said Theophilus Thegu. In fact, we'll look for him for a reaction, because the basis of his action is based on he's making the point that he's obtained a court
order.
Absolutely, court order to be able to do that. So we'll delve deeper into this whole thing. But of course, the Nungwastu, who is at the center of releasing this land to whoever owns the land, has been speaking, and Reverend Dr. J.C. Ankra, who is the administrator of the office of the Gbagbu Ulomo, has been making this point and say that they are disassociating themselves from the activities of the said Theophilus Thegu. Let's listen to him.
The Nungwastu has firmly disassociated itself from Mr. Tego's illegal activities. They remain resolute that they have not authorized any demolition or granted any land to him. The STU condemns these actions and states that any claims by Mr. Tego are fraudulent. The Gbagbu Ulomo of Nungwa, upon becoming aware of the illegal claims meted out by Theophilus Tego, caused his lawyers to write to the registrar of the High Court, Land Division, categorically denying Theophilus Tego's claim to the lands he has unlawfully appropriated. A spokesperson for the Nungwastu stated that the STU was deeply concerned about the unlawful actions taken by Mr. Tego and that it has no connection with his claims, and it will support all legal efforts to hold him accountable. The Nungwastu urges the relevant authorities to investigate these unlawful activities thoroughly. They seek justice and the prosecution of all individuals involved, including the police officers who were tasked by Mr. Tego in the fraudulent appropriation of these lands. Local residents have also expressed their outrage and frustration over the lack of intervention by the authorities. Many have called for a more robust response to prevent such incidents from occurring in the near future. The Nungwastu remains committed to protecting their ancestral lands and ensuring that justice is served. They call on the public and relevant authorities to support their cause and prevent further illegal activities by the said Tego and his accomplices. This is issued by the Nungwastu.
Yes, so that is the message from the Nungwastu. They have been disassociating themselves from these activities by Mr. Theophilus Tego. So that is in relation to this whole matter. In fact, you don't want to be in a situation where the family or Mrs. Faustina Prempeh finds herself because the husband is down when they have not even buried him, and she has to deal with all these, have a situation whereby their house, their properties are being destroyed, at the same time having to think about how to bury the husband and all that. But these are situations that you don't want to find yourself in. But that is what has been happening, and this is what they are appealing. In fact, she's appealing to the IGP and the president to intervene in this whole matter.
All right. So that should do it for court today.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Murtala Inusa, for bringing us the latest from the courts.
Sunday, something is about to happen on Sunday, and do you know what is about to happen?
What is happening on Sunday?
Of course, Wembley. There will be an action at Wembley.
I thought you were even excited about the launch of Star at 10.
No, that one, it's
tomorrow.
It's a subject matter. In fact, tomorrow I might dedicate the whole segment to talk about.
Yes.
That's one. Start at 10.
Start at 10.
Yes, we are 10 tomorrow.
Yes.
So we
start at 10.
That conversation and
yes.
Very beautiful. When I saw the ad, when I saw the invitation, I was like, wow.
So let's talk about Wembley later.
Yeah, it's fitting. It's fitting. I love the fact that you draw my mind back to and tomorrow, from today up to tomorrow, there's no place to be done.
That Star.
Yes, your channel, your dial should be here.
That's right.
Listen to
That's
all
right.
the things that are happening.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
You better juice. You know that there's a juice man in the newsroom. You know that.